This is the most hidden Scratch account, Superb, and for the next 7 days, 3 Scratch experts will try to track it down and find it. All I need to do is get a combined total of 100 likes on this account and I win, but if they find my account, I lose. I'll explain more later, but right now, I have a challenge to win. I searched around the Scratch website for things to make games about, and I stumbled across the Scratch Design Studio. The Scratch Design Studio gives you a theme to make projects about, and if you follow it, your project can appear on the front page, and that would be very useful to help me get 100 likes. However, the hunters would also see my game on the front page, and it could lead them straight to my account, but I decided it was a risk worth taking. So I started making a game according to the theme, Treasure Trove.
We found you.
Guys, what happens if you find my account in like one day, on the first day?
No way. No way. Yeah, first.
Okay, so I think
There's surprisingly no generic platformer. Hyper.
yeah, I don't think I was around in
I'm gonna search up.
2009.
When I had finished making the game, I shared it and added it to the Scratch Design Studio. At this point, I decided that I had done enough work for the day and logged off. But before we move on to day 2, here's some gameplay of the game we made. Welcome to the wheel. From now on, every morning, I will spin this wheel and the hunters will get a hint about my Scratch account. The hint could be anything from the amount of projects I have posted to the first 3 letters in my username. These hints are crucial to me. If the hunters get a good hint, this challenge will get much harder for me. But now, let's spin the wheel.
No way. No way.
That's actually so funny.
I started this day off by checking how many likes I had. I only had 9, so that means we have to make a new game. I didn't have a clear direction for this game, but I had a general idea. It's basically a player who needs to climb to the top of a tower. It's a simple plan, so it's perfect, because I had a limited time frame. I started by making some basic art. I decided to go for a minimalistic art style for the game, and I think it works pretty well. The next thing I made was the scrolling platformer code for the game. I spent a while making this. I was really proud when I had finally got it to work. After that, I started doing some level design, but the cool thing about this game is that the levels are going to be randomly generated. So basically, how this is going to work is that I'm going to have a bunch of rooms. These rooms aren't going to be random in themselves, but I'm going to spawn these rooms in a random order. I decided to make it so that 10 levels in total spawned. However, I realized that making the levels random made the game unpredictable and a bit unfair. So I decided to base the level generation off of a seed. The levels are still random, but now everyone gets the same levels. At this point, I had spent a lot of time on Scratch, so I logged off for the day.
Let me spin the wheel again. Okay, this is actually scary. Uh-oh. Amount of projects.
This was a really good hint for me, as it basically didn't give the hunters any real information that could help them track down my account. But now, it's time to continue working on our game. I started this day off by making a portal. Once you reach the portal, the game ends and you win. The next thing I made was a timer. I decided that this game would have a time limit, so I guess we are making a speedrunning game now. By the way, I used this tutorial by Jackson Academy to make the timer, and it's a great tutorial. I recommend giving it a watch. After making the timer, I started working on this text that lets you know how much of the tower you still need to climb in the form of a percent. It may not seem like it, but this was the hardest part of the game to code. This is because of the percent symbol. I had to center the percent in the middle of the screen, but the percent symbol was making it difficult for me. When I finally found a solution, my code looked like this. I was really proud that I had finally implemented it though.
Wow, that would take so long.
But one thing I did not like was that the game looked a bit confusing. The moment you started the game, you saw both the timer and the percent. I didn't want to overload the player with too much information at the beginning of the game, so I decided to make it so that the percent was hidden when you first spawned in the game. But after a few seconds of playing, time, the percentage would become visible. This just makes everything more digestible for the player. The next thing I coded was a main menu. Adding this makes it so that you have time to prepare before the timer starts going off. After that, I added in win and death screens. You win when you touch the portal and lose when your time runs out. We had now finished the game. That meant it was time to make a thumbnail. It's good enough. So I shared the game and started to promote it until the day ended. But before I close for the day, let me show you the game. 40 seconds. Hey, if you've been enjoying this video so far, it would really mean the world to me if you subscribed. Alright, let's go back to the video now.
Please. Yes. Okay.
This was also a pretty good hint for me, as it didn't give away a lot of information. I didn't have time to do anything else on day 4, which was a bit of a shame. But what I did have time for was completing a Brilliant lesson. And it just so happens that Brilliant is the sponsor of this video. Brilliant is where you learn by doing, with thousands of interactive lessons in math, data analysis, programming, and AI. Brilliant uses hands-on learning to teach you. This method is proven to be 6 times more effective than watching lecture videos. Brilliant also makes on-the-go learning extremely easy. This is because you don't need to be sitting by your computer to do a lesson. You can do everything right through the comfort of your phone. So for example, you can complete a lesson while walking to school. Brilliant's growing amount of programming courses are a great way to learn coding fundamentals. Brilliant can teach you Python, essential coding elements, and make you think like a programmer. To try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/viper or scan the QR code on screen right now, or you can click on the link in the description. You'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription. This hint was a double-edged sword. It again did not tell the hunters much, but it also reminded me of my goal. I needed to get 100 likes, and right now I only have 37, so we should probably get working on a new game. And what better game to make than a generic platformer? Oh yes, the best type of scratch game. This is kind of giving me flashbacks to the time when I tried to destroy all generic platformers. Oh well, I guess we should just forget about that. Once I had finished the game, I once again posted it and started promoting it. But I did something special with this game. I made it so that if people liked the game and commented shoutout, then they would get a shoutout. This could be very helpful for me to get more likes. But before we end this day off, here is the finished game. This was my first terrible hint. This could give away a lot. I decided to show the gameplay to 40 seconds, our tower climbing game. But good news, I got quite a lot of views thanks to the generic platformer. Yesterday, we had 37 likes, and now we have 69. That's almost double. If we keep this up until the end of the challenge, winning is very possible. But while promoting my game, I got a DM.